Hi everyone. Good morning to everyone. Myself Sangeetha, working as assistant professor in SNS College of Engineering in Nairobi Department. This session I am going to discuss about concurrency control. The previous session we discussed about the serializability concept. In that serializability concept, multiple transactions are executed simultaneously without overlapping by the concept of serializability. With the help of that, we can arrange the conflicting transactions in order. In that concurrency control is a management procedure required for controlling the concurrent execution takes place on the database. So concurrent execution means multiple users can access the same data at one time, which is known as concurrent execution. So simultaneously, if you are allowing multiple transactions to access the data, it leads to the utilization and also higher utilization and of CPU throughput and resources. Then in here, there is some problems will occur in concurrent execution. For example, if Tx and Ty, these two are transactions, if both are accessing the value k. So here, before updating the value k in Tx, the value if read by the y transaction means there it gets a last update problem, because before updating the data, if the another one transaction is accessing means it leads to lost update problem. If another one problem may occur, like dirty read problem, before updating the data, if several times the transaction is reading the data means it will get inconsistent information. So this kind of problem is called as dirty read problem. And likewise, before updation, before completion of the data, if another one transaction is executing or requesting the same data for access, it will also leads to unrepeatable read problem. To overcome this, concurrency control protocols are used. So concurrency protocols ensures the property of transaction atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability, and it supports it gives a lot of protocols for dealing that. One is log-based concurrency control protocol and timestamp-based concurrency control protocol and validation-based concurrency control protocol. The log-based protocols means a log is a mechanism to control concurrent access to data item. So the data items can be held by occurring the two kind of mode. One is exclusive mode and another is shared mode. The exclusive mode, if we are acquiring the data with the exclusive mode, the data can be both read as well as write. So it is called as X log. It's a requesting log for X instruction. And shared log, data is accessed with the data shared log, the item can only be read. So as the log is called as S log. So it's requesting used to S log instruction. So the log requests are made to the concurrency control manager, and it can be proceeded by after only after the request is granted. Once the request is posted to the concurrency control manager, the manager will check that whether the data is acquired by some other transaction. If it is no, it will immediately grant the log to the requested transaction. So here the log compatibility matrix is checked whenever the log is granted. So if both the transactions are occurring in a shared log, there is no issue on it. So immediately that log will be granted. If one transaction like using shared log, if another one transaction requesting on the same data with the exclusive log, there is a conflict, so it will not grant the log. So likewise, the transaction will concurrency control manager will grant the log to the requested transactions. So transaction may be granted a log on an item if requested with a compatibility matrix. So any number of transaction can hold a shared log. That is no issue. But if any one transaction is occurring exclusive log on the data, no one transaction will allow to use that data item. So here the sample code, the log-based protocol. So log, before accessing the data, it must occur a log S of A. If it is sanctioned, then we can read that, and after using, we have to unlock it. So likewise, the transaction will execute it. So schedule with the log. So the log control manager will have the registry of transaction log issued. So based on that, the log will issue. So it's a set of rule. Logging protocol is a set of rule. It allows multiple transactions by granting and revoking the logs. So they enforce serializability by restricting set of schedules. Okay. The next session we will discuss about the deadlock concept, because if the one transaction is waiting for the resource for a long time, there will be a situation arises like a deadlock. So without resource, if the transaction is waiting, means we can say it is a deadlock situation. So here, if the lock is not released by one particular transaction, so another transaction is waiting for the same lock, the situation lead to deadlock. So we have to manage that kind of situation in correct manner. Otherwise, it leads to inconsistency or overflow. Okay, thank you so much.